Welcome to SoCal Training Team. Welcome to another edition of training, consulting, developing residential facilities here in the state of California. I am Leonardo Singleton. You guys probably know me by now as I'm putting out quite a few videos. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and join the live. I want to give you guys an opportunity for you to get a free consultation with me. You can ask me any question you want. Monday through Friday on the Daily 10, I'm running a live show where I get on at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday for 10 minutes, and I'll answer any question that you have in regards to setting up a facility, program design, business structure, how to get clients, how to deal with the regional center, how to get your home license, anything you possibly can think of. I'm going to help you address that. But for today's video, I am going to walk through the process of setting up an STRTP, also known as a short-term residential therapeutic program. I'm going to walk you through the process of what you need to set one up. And then on another video, we're going to talk about the experience that you need in order to effectively run, manage, operate, and own one. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So we're going to talk about short-term residential therapeutic, and I know this is long. Therapeutic, sorry, I can't spell. Program. Doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? Or we call it an STRTP just because it's just so long. So a short-term residential therapeutic program. So that's what I'm going to tell you guys how to set up. And while I got you, I need to look up something right quick because I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. So bear with me. But you guys will love the information anyway, because I'm just I want to be thorough and I don't want to give you the wrong information. So I want to give you the age group and what it covers. And for some reason, I just blanked out on that, to be honest with you. So give me a second here, and I'm going to give you just the different groups. And I know you guys don't like dead space, but you might have a little bit of dead space in here just for a second. I'm just looking up the types of the different, here we go. Here we go. I just want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right age groups because they changed it up a little bit. So this is short-term residential therapeutic programs. And I just want to tell you what it is. I just wanted to give you their definition because I think it's important that you guys have their definition and not what comes off the top of my head. So a short-term residential therapeutic program, let's talk about what it is. It's a residential facility licensed by CCLD, which is Community Care Licensing, and operated by a public agency or private organization that provides short-term, specialized, and intensive therapeutic and 24-hour care and supervision to children. The care and supervision provided by an STRTP shall be non-medical except as otherwise permitted by law. So STRTPs, they have the following subcategories. So these are the different types of STRTPs that you guys can open. So the first one is care for children under 6. Put that on the board. So the first one is care under, we'll just put care under 6, under age of 6. So what is that? So care for children under the age of 6 is an STRTP, which provides care for children under the age of 6 years who are dependent of the court, regional center placements, or voluntary placements who are not accompanied by the minor parent. So that's care for children under 6. That's one program that you can license for. The next one is dependent and non-minor dependent parent program. I know that's long. So this is the second one. Let's talk about what that is. So a dependent and non-minor dependent parent program is an STRTP that cares for minor or non-minor dependents who are pregnant or parenting children younger than 6 years of age, who are dependents of the court, non-dependent, voluntary, and or regional center placements, and reside in the STRTP with the minor or non-minor dependent parent who is the primary caregiver of the young child. So the first one is care under age of 6. The second program is dependent and non-minor dependent program. And then the third one is children. I apologize for my writing. Children's Crisis Residential Program. This last one may be the most common that you see, and this last one is most likely the one that most people want to open as well. So what is a Children's Crisis Residential Program? A Children's Crisis Residential Program is a facility licensed by CCLD, Community Care Licensing, as an STRTP and approved by the State Department of Healthcare Services, DHCS, or a county mental health plan to which DHCS has delegated approval authority to operate a children's crisis residential mental health program, approval to serve children, non-minor dependents, and in individuals 18 to 20 years of age experiencing mental health crisis as an alternative to psychiatric hospitalization. So these are your top three categories for a short-term residential therapeutic program. So let's just recap. The first one is care of age under 6, where the child is not accompanied by the parent. The second one is dependent and non-minor dependent parent program, meaning the child, you care for the child and the parent. The third one is a children's crisis residential program, more of, we're familiar with the term group home. This is more of your group home type setting, but it's just more intense. And so that's the first part of what I wanted to tell you guys is the different types of short-term residential therapeutic programs you can set up. So now that we have that foundation of the different types, now let's talk about what you need to do to set up an STRTP. So bear with me. So I'm not going to say it's simple, but it's pretty straightforward to set up an STRTP. So the first thing you need to do to set up an STRTP, short-term residential therapeutic program, is, well, before you can submit the program design to community care licensing, you need to get a support letter. That support letter can come from DCFS, Department of Children and Family Services. It can come from probation. It can come from DHCS, but you have to get a support letter. That support letter is basically saying that the county will support you in developing a program in the state of California. So you need that support letter. In order to get this support letter, a lot of people ask me, how do I get a support letter? Typically, to get a support letter, what the probation department or what the Department of Children and Family Services, and whether it's LA, or it doesn't matter where you get your support letter from, by the way, San Diego, Ventura, Orange County, Santa Barbara, it doesn't matter where you get your support letter from. But in order to get that support letter, typically what you have to do is you have to put together a program. program statement. What that program statement does is it lets that county know what type of program you're trying to develop. You may go back and forth with them for a little while and making corrections on that program statement, but eventually at some point, if you meet all their requirements, they will give you this support letter. This is the first step because you need that support letter in order to go to CCLD or community care licensing. Community care licensing. Part of the application process for community care licensing, before you can even submit your application, you have to have this letter of support. So the letter of support is one of the toughest parts for you guys to get. So after we get our support letter, then we're going to go to community care licensing and we're going to complete our application for licensure of the house application. We're going to complete that application. So that application, you can find the application for this on the community care licensing website under children's residential. They have the complete application there. Part of that application is going to be, part of it is an application where you're filling out all your business information. That's the second part of that is a program. So it's going to be similar to the program that you submitted for your letter of support. It's going to have similar information. I wrote that very ugly. It's going to have similar information to that program statement you submitted to the county, whether it's Children Family Services or probation. And you're going to take that information and you're going to also include it for your CCLD, community care licensing application as well. The third part of that is once you're licensed by community care licensing, there's a part where whomever you got your support letter from or whoever you're going to get your placements from, you have to submit that program to the placement agency. Because what happens is that placement agency, they are working to give you a contract. So you'll be on a contract with the Department of Family Services, Children Family Services, or probation. So you'll have a contract. And then to get that contract approved, you have to have a program in place for that agency. So these are the simple steps that'll kind of get you started. The first step I want you guys to work on if you want to open up a short-term residential therapeutic program is to see if you can get a support letter. One way to work towards getting this support letter is to, if you go online, if you're in LA County, you don't necessarily have to get your support letter from LA County. Keep that in mind. But if you can get to get that support letter, sometimes what they do is they post on their website. If you go to their Children Family Services section, sometimes they post a statement of qualifications. They call it different things. Statement of qualifications, or you'll see an RFP, request for proposals, or you may see a request for statement of qualifications because they want to open an STRTP program in the county. So they'll put out requests on their website and they'll issue you. That's one way you can get your support letter. The other way you can get your support letter, you just have to call the different agencies, hopefully get a hold of the right person. It's very difficult, and they can direct you in getting that support letter. Keep in mind, without the support letter for the STRTP, you cannot submit the licensing application. So you have to submit your licensing application along with that support letter as well. The setting up a short-term therapeutic program is one of the most tedious and most difficult processes. I got to be honest with you guys. It's not an easy process. There's a lot of paperwork. You have to have extreme patience, and you have to be ready to this process is a long haul process. It's not going to be an overnight process. This process can take you 12, 24 months easily to set up, between getting your support letter, getting licensed, and actually setting up your program. So there are several other things that you have to do once your program is set up in order for you to meet qualifications as part of opening an STRTP program. That's a whole nother training that I'll get into, but just to give you guys an idea, once you're up and going, you have certain time frames in order to be accredited. There are certain staff that you have to have on board. So in the next few videos or so, what I want to do is I want to talk about the experience that you need in order to open up an STRTP facility. So that's the short, brief part of how to open a short-term residential therapeutic program, or it should at least get you started or pushed in the right direction. In another video, like I said, I'll go ahead and do a video on experience, because I know those questions are coming. What type of experience or what type of background do I need to open up a residential facility? Thank you for joining me again on one of these SoCal Training Team videos. Hopefully you like, subscribe, join the daily. You can ask questions as well, and I will see you on the next video.